Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the second of two installments of the last crescendo prediction shows for tonight. We're going big tonight. We've gone for Dubois Parker earlier. We've got Beterbiev versus Bivol 2, the main event for this one. JFT and Liam with me, as always, boys. This is going to be some night of fights on Saturday night. The main event, so Bivol lost his O last time out to Beterbiev. It was a razor close decision.
Horrific fucking card name, though. Can I just put that out there?
I'm not going to go over the discrepancies we all had with the cards at the time, but ultimately Beterbiev got the W. He's now undisputed. He's got his brand new Ring Magazine belt that I saw on him over the last day or two. Fair play to both fighters, first of all, lads. I want to say for getting the immediate rematch on in around about 4 months since October the 12th when they first did it. Obviously, they're getting paid a hell of a lot of money to do it. That goes without saying. But, we're going to find out. It was close. Obviously, Beterbiev got it, but Bivol stock probably rose in defeat as well. Where he probably lost it and what swayed the judges were the last few rounds. I think Beterbiev definitely came on strong at the end and left an impression for the judges. But look, we've gone through that a million times over the first fight. We'll concentrate on what's going to happen this coming weekend. Give me your thoughts, both of you individually, and then we'll go predictions on the rematch.
I mean, stoked that they've gone straight back in there. I actually thought that Artur Beterbiev would retire thereafter. You know, it took everything he had in terms of to physically get him to the ring for the first one. He had the injury; it was postponed. It was a fairly bad injury. A reoccurrence of an injury he's previously had. He's had some pretty bad injuries, knees, shoulders, things that really affect a fighter if it doesn't reset or go back, heal correctly. So the fact that, you know, he made it to the first one and to then go back, because, you know, regardless of what we say as fans and people that have watched, how we felt the fight should have been scored, ultimately, in history, the W is next to Beterbiev, right? So he could have been well within his rights to say, I'm done. I've beat the man who beat the man. I'm out of here. See you later. I'm 40-odd year old. I'm off to, you know, enjoy my life. He didn't do that. He's gone straight back in there again. And here we are. What, 6 months? Less than 6 months later, on a bigger card than the first card.
Oh, huge.
So, yeah, super excited. Not just for this, but the undercard itself, every fight on that card could be a main event somewhere, either in the UK, Saudi, America even. Some massive fights on that. So, yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a completely different fight to the first one. I don't think we see round 13. I don't think they pick up where they left off. I think there's going to be tactic changes from both. I expect Bivol certainly to do things different to what he did the first time, because if he can't get the judge's decision doing what he did, counter-punching and boxing off the back foot and then trading when he wanted to, he's going to have to do something different, because Beterbiev, you know, can come forward all night. He's the harder puncher on paper. But yeah, super stoked. Can't wait. Buzzing for it.
Yeah, it's huge, boys. It's absolutely huge. It was one of the biggest fights of 2024, and it is even bigger 3.5 months on when they get into the ring at around 11 o'clock for us on Saturday night. Like, that's the reality. It wouldn't have, you know, yes, okay, the scorecards and the controversy has made it bigger, but let's park that for a second. And it's 36 minutes that those two men produced in October are a massive reason for why this rematch is so big. That was a high-skilled, high-level boxing fight. Yes, it didn't have the blood, guts, and violence that you normally associate with an Artur Beterbiev performance, but it was a very high-level boxing fight. So us three as boxing hardcore that sit and watch everything on a weekly basis, we absolutely loved it. And that's part of the reason why we're so excited to see what happens in this rematch. I said at the time, and I'm in agreement with Jay, I'm very surprised that Beterbiev is fighting again. Not because I think he feels like he's got lucky and I can't possibly go back there, but because of his body. We know how broken his body is. This will be the first time he's taken a fight this quickly since he was like 4-0, 5-0 coming through the ranks. He normally has elongated breaks, either because he's picked up injuries that need to be treated or because he has to allow himself that longer break to actually be in condition to fight. So that is interesting for me going into Saturday. Beterbiev's taken this rematch quickly, but will his body actually hold up? If it does, fantastic. But that has to be a concern possibly in his mind, that I don't normally take fights again this quickly. Can I trust my body to hold up? Can I trust my knee? Can I trust my shoulder, etc.? If I'm Dmitry Bivol, I'm using all that anger and frustration that we saw from Eddie Hearn more than him after the first fight, and I'm channeling it into my performance. Because you're right, Jay. If he goes out there and tries to box with Beterbiev again, ultimately he will probably lose. He'll come up short again if Beterbiev is able to bring on the pressure in the championship rounds, which is what, with the judges, swung the first fight. So we need to see a new Bivol. I think we see a more spiteful Beterbiev. I don't think Beterbiev enjoyed the middle rounds of the fight. 4 to 7 were really strong rounds for Bivol. He was in control. Everything was off his jab. And Beterbiev looked offset. It took a real rallying cry from Mark Ramsey in the corner to get Beterbiev back into his rhythm and into the fight. So he's probably going to come out more spiteful as well. I mean, it's just fascinating, isn't it? And like we said, this whole card is amazing, but we've got what has the potential to be one of the best rematches for years as the main event. And if Beterbiev wants it, if the result goes the other way, this could set up a trilogy for later in the year as well. That's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, I think we get a trilogy if Bivol gets the job done on Saturday night. I think with Beterbiev as well, just to play slight devil's advocate. I know I've gave them both props for taking it, but if you are Beterbiev, I'm not saying he's on borrowed time. He's undefeated. He's knocked everyone out. Bar Bivol, he's a great fighter, undisputed, but he can't keep. Eventually he's going to lose his timing or reflexes. He's 40 years old, I think, or he's going to be 40 by the time fight night happens. So it works better for him to get the rematch on within 4 months. The longer time goes on, the longer, of course, it favors Bivol. He's the younger. Whether he's fresher or not it remains to be seen. But age would play a factor if you wait another. If, for example, they were talking about both of them having an interim fight, weren't they? Which obviously quickly got scrapped when Turkey got hold of that. Yeah. But boys, I'll kick in with the predictions. And you both picked Bivol to win the first fight. I went with Beterbiev, but I went with a stoppage. I thought he'd stop Bivol late in the fight. Although I scored the fight to Bivol when it actually happened, I scored it 7-5 to Dmitry Bivol. I've taken a lot of stick for that over the course of time, but that's how I saw the fight. I'm actually going to pick Dmitry Bivol to win the rematch this time in a razor close decision again. Look, I think these guys, obviously, they're never going to do it. These guys could fight 10 times, and every single time. Bivol's too good, in my opinion, to be stopped by Beterbiev. Honestly, I think the way he takes shots, he doesn't take them flush. And he's
sorry to jump in, but let's not forget he took his best shots all the way
his
through.
Chin's unbelievable, Bivol. He's got such a good chin.
Not the back end when the power bar's down. I'm talking from the first round. He stood and did what people, us included, didn't think he could do.
He landed big shots on Beterbiev at points as well.
No, but what I'm saying is he stood and traded with him, which everyone said he can't do that. If he trades with him, he's going to get knocked out. Nobody can withstand the power of Beterbiev. Took pure, clear headshots. It was like Triple G, Canelo #1, just trading headshots. And he never took a backward step.
Beterbiev's brilliant in the fact that he doesn't load up as well, because I think
just
he knows
at 60-70%, a bit like the Diaz brothers in
just
in MMA.
Effortless power. Effortless power he's got. But I think if they, no matter how many times they fight, if they do a trilogy, if Bivol gets it done, I think it's always going to be close. I can't see it not being a 12-round fight. Again, boys, I honestly can't. If there's going to be a stoppage, of course, you think it comes from Beterbiev, but I think Bivol sneaks it. Whether he gets it on the cards or not, who knows? That fight could have gone either way. Obviously, back in October, Beterbiev got the nod in the end. I'm going to go with Bivol to get it done to set up the trilogy, but razor close on the card, 7-5-ish. It's always going to be close, in my opinion, when these guys fight.
Yeah, and I think it'll be close right up to the championship rounds. I think, as I said, I don't think either man will have the same tactics, but I think it's going to be close irrespective of what the tactics are. I just think these guys are that evenly matched. But I do think we're going to see Bivol start at a higher pace. And I think that Beterbiev's going to slow down towards the end. And I am going for a Dmitry Bivol 11th round stoppage. He's going to do the impossible.
He loves it.
He's going to do the impossible. He's going to stop the unstoppable. Late on, championship rounds, round 11, Dmitry Bivol.
Love it.
You heard it here first.
Love it.
Liam, where are you going?
I'm leaning towards Bivol, and I'm similar to Jay. I'm leaning towards a stoppage in the back end of the fight. I just have this feeling in me, like I've said, Bivol's not going to want to leave it to the judges again. So he's going to go out there and look more spiteful. Yes, you can say he's only got one stoppage in 5 years, I think it is, whatever it is. But when he needs to turn it on and he needs to make a statement, he's able to do it. You look at the Canelo fight. He never looked like he was going to knock Canelo out, but he was able to land clubbing concussive punches all night to stop Canelo being able to get into his rhythm, as well as catching so many punches on his arms like he done all night. I just feel in this scenario that if Beterbiev needs to be desperate or decides he's going to look to unload down the back end of the fight, Bivol will be able to time him. We all agreed before the first fight that the power lies with Beterbiev, but the timing and the precision's with Dmitry Bivol. And it's that timing and precision for me that's going to lead to the stoppage. I'm similar to Jay. It's going to come in the championship rounds, but Dmitry Bivol to make this 1-1 and do something that not a lot of people think he's got a chance in hell of doing.
And then you know what he's going to do when he's finished? He's going to look for the camera with a red light on. He's going to look dead straight down it, and he's going to go, Katerina, like, now, bitch.
I was waiting for it.
Up on Monday,
I know that was bizarre. See her in that
like
room,
now?
Like the fact that she had all the cameras on her.
Nasty bitch. Horrible. He's
The fact that she had all them cameras on her, like a live stream when her ex-husband. That was.
I'll pick up the children on Monday, bitch.
That was a shocker. But look, if we've got any energy left by the time we get to this fight on Saturday night, I'll be surprised, because we're going to get some ridiculous knockouts. We're going to get some upsets. We're going to get some trials and tribulations, shall we say? But yeah, great night, boys. We'll be back tomorrow. Let me look down my list. Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Israel Majmov.
God.
I'm looking for. I think that could be the fight outside.
I was just going to say that could be one of the fights of the night. You know.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, because I really rate Majmov, and Virgil Ortiz Jr. is an absolute savage. We'll do that one, and we'll do. Sorry, my bad. We're going to do that Wednesday. We're going to do Boatsi and Smith. We're going to do the British fights tomorrow. Boatsi against Smith and Hamza Shiraz against Carlos Adames. We'll do them tomorrow. Virgil Ortiz will do in the week. We may have a guest on for that. But yeah, for tonight, boys, really appreciate it. Jay and Liam, as always, really enjoyed.
Thank you, man.
Giving our insights on the fight. We've all gone for Bivol, so you can lock it in now that Beterbiev's going to stop him in a round. And we'll see everybody a little bit later this week. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.